Hello, everyone, and welcome to Capes, Cowls and Masks, the show where we uncover the world of soups and science fiction. I'm your host, Jake Hart. I'm a podcaster and a writer for Fresh Take Hub, and as always, I'm joined by my fellow co-host and our resident comic shogun, Tom Gapper.
Hi, everyone. How are you all doing today?
And we have a special guest on this show. Once again, Dave couldn't make it this week, so we have to get in Michael Ajih, the comic connoisseur. How you doing, bro?
I'm fantastic, and I'm exuberant enough to be here. Thank you guys for inviting me once again.
Pleasure to have you, man. Pleasure to have you.
Bruh, it's an honor again. You don't understand. I'm smiling from ear to ear. I feel like a kid at Christmas.
Yes, well, this episode actually is going to be coming out before the one that we recorded the other day, so for our listeners, this will be their introduction to you, and then we'll get on to the big comic book discussion that's coming out late next week. So
we're finally doing time travel. I'm excited for this.
How's it going, man? How you been? What you've been reading? What you've been watching?
Well, everything's been going good. What I've been watching, I'm up to date with Invincible. Well, I already knew what was going to happen, but, you know, whatever. Jupiter's Legacy. Womp womp. That's what I'm saying.
I agree with you there, bro.
Oh, thank you guys. Womp womp.
I've still not made it past episode 2 yet. I'm just like really struggling.
It's hard. It's a struggle, that show.
I'm trying to watch it all, but I just can't.
You know what it was there? I'm not gonna lie. It's like, okay, cool. I haven't read the comic on Jupiter's Legacy. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna front on that one. So I thought to myself, okay, let's see what the show's about. Maybe this will entice me to read the comic.
I'm the same as you, bro. Did have no idea about the comic. Went into this and I was like, okay, like from the trailers, I was like, I don't know, like this kind of looks cheap in a way. Like there was something about it that was like, I don't know, it doesn't meet the standards of like modern comic book TV levels now. So I was like, oh, I don't know. And then watching it, I was just like, are you trying to be Watchmen but severely failing? And then like some of the drama is just so boring. It might be a bit of a harsh criticism, but it kind of feels like a CW show to me.
Ooh. Whoa. You are up here, buddy. You need to be way down here, okay?
It might be a bit harsh, but there is some elements like that. Like
the thing is, I shout, but you're completely right. So I can't be mad. But yeah, I mean, I've never been a huge fan of Mark Millar's work anyway. I mean, anyone who can write the unfunnies is just, in my opinion, not worthy of my time. So.
Touche. I'll give you that. Definitely.
How about yourself, Tom? What have you been up to?
Mostly just playing Mass Effect Legendary Edition. It's just good to see one of my favorite gaming trilogies in 4K, 60 FPS on my Xbox Series X. As a plug,
is he showing off again?
Yeah, I'm hoping we can get like a Microsoft plug for the show. You know, get some of that money in there. But yeah, just continuing on reading through all the Marvel stuff. I'm reading Jason Aaron's Thor at the moment, and also I've been reading Grant Morrison's We Three, which is an incredible comic, and it makes me cry every time. So everyone should read it.
Well, to be fair, the thing I've been recently rereading, should I say, is Ta-Nehisi Coates. He's Black Panther Run.
Yeah.
Go through that. You know what? I'm not gonna lie to you, because when they boosted him up about it, I was excited. I thought to myself, nah. You know when a company hypes up a particular writer, you think to yourself, nah, look like this is gonna be a flop. I'm glad I was wrong. And also, Marvel Heroes Reborn. I don't know what your opinions on it, guys, are, but like personally, I'm not liking it. I'm not going to front. And I actually regret that I actually purchased 1 to 5 already, and I'm waiting for them to get sent to me. I already got one issue. I've read issue 1 and 2.
I'm just going to quickly edit my pull list a second. Totally unrelated. Totally unrelated.
he's got a sneaky pull list in there.
you know what it is? Okay, cool. Maybe I had a certain expectation about it. I like the amalgamation of particular heroes and stuff like that, and the mishmash of they doing these particular stories. But I just feel like I read this already. If that makes any sense. I know nothing's new underneath the sun, but I just feel like this feels like I feel like I could go to somewhere in DC, and just show you guys, oh, this is what I read. oh, this looks similar. Where have I got this one before? Oh yeah, Marvel Heroes Reborn is doing this again. Oh, that's interesting. Why is they doing that for? But
I'll probably on your recommendation, I probably won't pick that up then because I haven't read any of it yet. So
fine, I'll just edit.
To be fair, I could be wrong. Issue 3, 4, and 5. Bear in mind, I'm just reading the core ones. The one that's caught my interest, I'm not gonna lie, is Magneto and the Mutant Force. That one, and that's a Heroes Reborn title. I think it's like a tie-in or something like that. I went, whoa, that seems interesting. I'm not really much of an X-Men fan, big one, because obviously since Chris Claremont.
The peak is Chris Claremont, yeah, of course. Like
exactly.
There's been some. I think there's been some people who are close, like obviously Morrison. I really liked his take on the X-Men. I really actually am enjoying Jonathan Hickman's current take on the X-Men as well. When House and Powers came out, I was blown away. I was like, whoa, never expected the X-Men to do something like this. So. But that's just typical Hickman, though. He comes in, revamps your characters, and then just leaves.
Chad.
That's just
total Chad move.
Speaking of X-Men, I've actually been rewatched the Beginnings trilogy. So First Class, Days of Future Past, and Apocalypse for a project that's coming soon. I can't speak about it just yet. But yeah, it's just interesting going back to those films and seeing where... those films, when they have those highs, they're very high, but the lows, they can be very, very low in those films. And I still stand by what I say, that I don't think Fox has ever made an X-Men film. I think they've made very good mutant films, but never quite an X-Men film, in my opinion. But I will talk more about that in a project coming up very soon.
Fair enough. I would say that maybe they come a little bit close in First Class. Maybe a little bit close in First Class.
I'd say that's the closest they've gotten.
Yeah, but look what they did to Darwin.
Yeah,
I'm still mad about that. How did they kill?
I said a little bit close. Okay.
How can you kill Darwin? It's literally
and also,
impossible.
Speaking of that, like we always talk about representation on here and stuff, and that how important it is. But upon rewatching this film as First Class, I was like, hang on a second, all the people of color either die or are the villains here? I was a bit like, I didn't notice that before, but upon reflection, I was like, that's actually kind of shady. I didn't Zoe Kravitz goes to become a villain, and stuff like that. I was just like, what's going on here? So, but that's just Hollywood sometimes. So, speaking of Hollywood, let's get into the news because we got a couple of things to cover.
Tear up page 1, run that photo instead.
Headline?
Spider-Man, hero or menace? Exclusive Daily Bugle photo.
Our first story is from DC. Now, this story comes with, for me anyway, some good news and also some bad news. So, the Batgirl movie finally has its directors. It's going to be a duo, Abdil El Arib and Bilal Fallah. So these guys were the directors on Bad Boys for Life, and they are also the showrunners and directors of the first episode of the upcoming Miss Marvel TV series. So they have now been signed on to direct the Batgirl movie for Warner Brothers. A script will be written by Christina Hodson, who wrote Birds of Prey, and it will be produced by Kristen Burr, who is the producer of the upcoming Cruella movie from Disney. So, funnily enough, this movie is being planned to debut on HBO Max. It will not be going to theaters. I have some points to bring about that in a bit, but this is what the producer, Kristen Burr, had to say. So, quote, "With Batgirl, we hope to take the audience on a fun ride and see a different side of Gotham. Christina's script is crackling with spirit. Adil and Bilal have an excited and joyous energy which is infectious, making them the perfect filmmakers for this Bat project. And I'm just psyched I get to be part of the DC universe, which is super cool." End quote. Michael, I can see your face there going in all sorts of emotions. What do you make of this news?
Okay. Audience, members of the public, those that have listened to this podcast in such delicate fashion, in such loyalty to these viewers, to these listeners, to these podcasters. I'm gonna tell you this now. If you've seen Bad Boys for Life, you already know that film is a bomb. Like, it's rubbish. It's trash. I can see right now Shogun smiling in the corner, trying to laugh. I'll tell you this now. It's a recipe for disaster. It's not going to theaters, they said. It's going straight to HBO Max. If that's not telling you already, red alert, red alert. I don't know what it is. Like, the person that wrote Birds of Prey, I don't know about you guys. I didn't enjoy that film. So, again, are we talking about Birds of Prey, the old TV series back in the 90s? Or are we talking about the film that Margot Robbie was in?
The recent the film with Margot Robbie, yeah.
Boom! Boom! Sorry, I should be saying that out loud, especially my window's open, but already, I can see this. Like, okay, look, I'm an actor, so I'm aware of these particular people's work and what they're capable of already. And right now, Warner Brothers or Warner Media, should I say, you are holding the keys to disaster. Just turn it and just blow it up already, because I don't understand why you're giving these people a chance to just make the audience to complain. Guys, you heard it from me first. Michael Ajih, comic connoisseur. This film is going to bomb. It's going to be way worse than what's the worst actual film out there at the moment? DC film of all time.
Oh, Catwoman.
No, yeah. Thank you. You know what? Catwoman's going to do better than this film.
Whoa.
You're insane.
Whoa.
You're fucking out of your mind.
Whoa.
You know, can I tell you why? Yeah. Okay, guys who've seen Bad Boys for Life. Some people say, "Oh, it's not that bad. It's alright." Okay, compare it to 1 and 2. You already set yourself up for failure. Secondly, yeah, it's not going to theaters. Hello, if you haven't noticed, yeah, every single film in the movie industry is plugging their films to go into theaters because they want to make that moolah. And you're telling me HBO Max? What? Come on. Okay, Michael, calm down. Maybe there's a positivity out of this. I don't see it, but maybe you guys can see it for me. Because right now, all I'm seeing is that I'd rather watch Halle Berry's Catwoman again than seeing this skyrocket. It's going to bomb. And when it does it, I'm going to tell you this now. I told you so.
Well, we'll see. I'll give my opinion in a second. Tom, what do you have to make of this?
I have one piece of positivity about this. At least it's not Joss Whedon.
Touche.
Yeah.
Touche.
I gotta be honest, like, obviously it's a bit hard to comment on, like, you know, they Miss Marvel. We haven't seen it yet. We've only seen, like, the images, which do look great. Christine Bird producing. Obviously, we haven't seen Cruella yet. I mean, I'm not really that hyped for it. Watching the trailers, I'm a bit like, is this film necessary? But yeah, like Birds of Prey, I liked it well enough, but it's definitely not in my mind as one of, like, the best comic book movies, and I definitely have some issues with it. But, you know, I thought the script was generally okay. It was just, I think just, I don't know enough about these people's work for me to fully say that, like, it's a bad setup for a team. What I will say is, as Michael said, with everything opening back up again, with, like, everyone getting vaccinated and everyone just going, right, let's just put our films into theaters now because we can do it. Seeing that this is being relegated to HBO Max, because that's what it is being relegated, it doesn't fill me with a whole lot of confidence, and it doesn't make me think that Warner Brothers are particularly confident in this. That's, like, what I think from it. I mean, I'm still excited for it. I love Batgirl. I think it could easily become a good movie. But yeah, it's not filling me with confidence that it's been knocked down to HBO Max release instead of a theater release. But there's no Joss Whedon, so that's something.
That's always a plus. At least he's not got his hands on this. Well, my thoughts is this. Michael, you're going to hate me here. So, first of all, in regards to the directors, yes, Bad Boys for Life is nowhere near as good as 1 and 2, but 1 and 2 are golden films, so they're never going to reach that. Saying that, I enjoyed Bad Boys for Life. It's not a work of art by any means, but it's a fun flick you can put on, and I can have fun with it, and I think it ties well to the first two, and it carries on certain story arcs. In regards to Christina Hodson, I absolutely adore the film Birds of Prey. I thought it was one of the best films of last year. It's one of my definitely favorite films within the DCEU, like the sort of recent universe of the DC films. I thought it was well directed by Kathy Yan, And the script by Christina absolutely knocked it out of the park. I'm sorry, Michael, but I really, really like that film. So I have, out of everyone here, I have most faith in Christina Hodson in writing the script. However, I do have the same concerns you guys have about putting this on HBO Max. Like, there was this sort of came out a few weeks ago, that the announcement that they were going to put movies like Batgirl on HBO Max, and also the Static Shock movie that's going to go to HBO Max, because these are the sort of riskier projects. And so everyone's sort of thinking, and me as well. So are you saying that, you know, the superhero film led by a black guy and the superhero film led by a woman are the riskier projects and don't deserve to be in the theaters? That's effectively what you're saying. And fuck you, because either Batgirl or Static Shock could earn, under the right direction, could earn $1 billion at the box office, because they are two powerful characters that could, you know, they've created fantastic stories within the comics and stuff like that. I particularly point out to Gail Simone's Batgirl, because that is a really, really strong run of the character. But I'm still not sure yet on this. I do like Christina Hodson as the writer. Unsure on the directors just yet, because I still want to see what they do with Miss Marvel. But it's a DC project. I'm always more of a DC guy than Marvel, so I'm always intrigued to see what they're going to do. And the last thing we need is more Batman and Superman movies. So it's good that they're actually trying to make a different superhero movie like the character Batgirl, because I believe she deserves her due. But Michael, do you have anything else to say regarding this?
Jake, I'm leaving now because you just told me you like Bad Boys for Life. How dare you? How dare you come on this your own show and say that, admit that loud? You said that in silence. You said it, keep it in your head. Don't tell me that again. I don't want to hear it. How dare you?
Hey man, I found it fun. You found it fun?
I was hurt. Bad Boys is one of my all-time favorite films. Yeah. Then when they do the third one, I was like, oh my god, how are they going to do this? Some dry ass story. Anyway, it's not comic book related. Forget that.
Let's not get into Bad Boys. But
the Miss Marvel series, I'm only concerned, because I feel like from the directors, they're okay. These directors should deserve to do the TV series. Okay, I don't know. I've got high hopes for it, because that's gonna go straight to Disney Plus anyway. It's not gonna go on to cinema or anything like that. But at the same time, we got to Warner Media. I'm not having high hopes at all for it. And okay, maybe I was over exaggerating with how Catwoman's completely is probably better to watch. I'm just very hurt by the fact that they're decimating these DC characters, and I really love these DC characters. Birds of Prey is a bomb because they killed Black Mask, so that's one of the reasons why I hate the film as well. It's a sick baddie, but I'm gonna stop there right now. Tom, you deal with your boy. You talk to your boy Jake. I'm leaving.
Jake, look what you've done. He's gone now.
I know. Well,
we can just see his wall now.
There's just the blanks there. Hopefully, this next story will bring Michael back. The hierarchy of the DC Super Pets is about to change. And that is Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson has been cast to voice Superman's dog, Krypto, in the upcoming DC League of Super Pets animated film. So Sam Levine and writer Jared Stern are co-directing the film. There's not much about the film apart from it finds Krypto teaming up with a flying cat to stop crime while the Man of Steel is on vacation. I don't know what's going up with this film. The Rock, is he in like every single movie now?
Yeah,
I don't know how this guy does get no sleep. I appreciate his work ethic so much. He doesn't stop. But Michael, what do you think of this?
Well, first of all, I always said that The Rock is a dog, so that just proves my point now. And secondly, I find it they're doing animated movies of the League of DC Super Pets.
Yep.
What the? I didn't do anything. Just try and capture kids, or is DC thinking itself? You know what? Yeah, Marvel have been out on all these movies and shows they got. Let's just throw anything at them right now and let's see if it just sticks to the wall. Because that's how I feel like it is right now. They're using the pets now. The pets. What's next? They're gonna make it. Well, they can't do sidekicks because that's Titans.
Hey,
Yeah, that's a whole nother.
it's a good show apart from the finales.
Yes, the finales.
Don't tell me about that. It upsets me differently thinking about the finales. But anyway, I just reckon it's something for like my nephew or my niece to go and watch and just have fun watching and enjoy it. Be honest, I don't even have a niece. My girlfriend's niece to go and enjoy it and have fun watching, because at the end of the day, it's not engaging me. I'm not gonna lie. I've been with them to watch it, but it doesn't really capture. Ooh, take my money.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like The Rock as a dog. He's voicing Crypto. To be honest with you, I don't know Crypto could talk until now, so that's it all.
That's very true. Has Crypto ever been able to talk, Tom?
I mean, probably. I guarantee it's happened in at least like one special issue in the Golden Age where just like Superman's, Crypto, you can talk? Yes, and I'm going to go lick my balls now. I'm sure it's happened at some point. I kind of agree with Michael as well. It's just like, this does really feel like DC just going, we had a year off from Marvel and we did nothing. Shit, just throw everything at the wall and just see what lands. Okay, we're doing Super Pets now. We're doing Zatanna now, which I'm actually hyped for, so I don't know why I'm complaining about that. But like, it does just seem like the sheer amount of projects and the choices in the projects as well is what's really throwing me off. And the fact that it is still all over the place. I know they're like trying to build up a multiverse and all that, but realistically, how much are they actually going to build up that multiverse? Or are they just going to be making loads of like solo films and then just like saying coyly in interviews, it's all part of the same multiverse? So I don't know. I mean, I'm happy to see Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson voicing Crypto. Crypto is a good boy and he can do no wrong. Teaming up with a flying cat seems a bit preachy to me. Seems a bit preachy, but I think it could. I reckon it could be a pleasant surprise. I mean, it's clearly not marketed towards us, but you know, I'll probably give it a watch and I'll probably end up like enjoying it. So, but yeah, it's the same as Michael. It's not making me think I need this now. It's not Loki.
No, I'm with you guys. Like as you said, Tom, you nailed it. It's not marketed towards us. This is marketed towards a younger audience, and that's absolutely fine. Like if they want to explore that, that's fine. But I'm just a bit unsure with the whole Super Pets angle. Like, you know, if you wanted to have like a DC animated film for kids, there's so many more like interesting things you could do. You could, you know, Teen Titans Go to the Movies. That was really successful for DC. Like, don't know why they didn't capitalize on that and maybe do more of that. But DC Super Pets, okay. Like, if you want to get The Rock on it, okay. This just sounds like a studio saying, "Hey, let's get a big A-lister to voice a character on this animated show, so it brings butts in seats." It seems very much like an emoji movie type of move. Do you know what I mean? Let's get all these famous actors to voice all these characters, sort of thing. So we'll see who else they get into this. But
yeah, 'cause are they going to bring in Supergirl's flying horse? And are they going to address the fact that one time during, I think it was the Silver Age possibly, that flying horse wanted to fuck Supergirl? That's canon.
Whoa.
That is canon.
Yo, this ain't...
Now, I know, we need to talk about it. We need to talk about it. It was a disturbing time.
This is for kids, Tom. This is not DC Black Label.
They need to know that the world is a dark place full of weird plot points.
I also agree with you with like the direction of DC and Warner Brothers at the minute, because it's evident that it's in shambles there at the minute. Like, they don't really seem to know what they're doing. Like, you've got projects that are under development by obviously the company themselves, and then you've also got J.J. Abrams coming in with all of his new projects. You have Matt Reeves doing his own Batman thing over here. So I don't know. I mean, we're obviously going to talk a bit more about JJ and his involvement in our main topic, but yeah, it just seems to be a bit scattered at the minute. And like you said, Michael, it's just like, let's throw this at the wall and see if it sticks. But at the end of the day, it's an animated film. It could be fun. And in fact, like of recent years, I've been sort of pleasantly surprised by a lot of animated films that I've sort of binned off at first glance. Like, I would have never thought the Lego Movie would have worked, and yet that turned out to be fucking phenomenal. Do you know what I mean? Like,
you got me there.
So it's possible that it can work, you know what I mean? But we'll see if they can.
Look,
they can do it.
the best animated movie that DC has made, and I'll still stand by it, is Mask of the
I
Phantasm.
knew you were going to say that, and yes, 100%.
That's not the best. That's not the best animated movie they've made. That is the best movie DC have made. I'm saying that right now. Mask of the Phantasm. But let's not go into that. So we'll move away from DC now. So this is a big one. We were all expecting this to come at some point, and it is the glorious first look at. Well, we did have a sort of first look, a little glimpse, but this is the first teaser trailer of Marvel Studios' Eternals. Now, Michael, I go to you first. What did you think of this trailer, bro?
Well, finally, Eternals. Finally, we got to see what a touch of what the movie could be like. It doesn't say much because it's a teaser, but it gives you a nice introduction. That it's a lot of super people in there. Now, audience members, I'm telling you guys now. You guys don't know what the Eternals are. I'm telling you this now. This is like the origin of the heroes of the Marvel Universe, if I can say that. This is like 35,000 years before Captain America. So think of it this way: we'll get to know the origin of these stories and how it relates to Marvel this day and age, how it connects, why they're here, what's so relevant about them. All I'm saying is how they're connected is this way. There's the Eternals, there's the Deviants, and there's the human race. There's a connection between those three for a reason. And the one connection is this: Celestials. But anyway, I'm just excited to see these characters here. I like the certain changes they've made in comparison to certain characters are. There's some male characters supposed to be like Ajax, he's supposed to be male, but he's actually female. She's actually female. I think Selma Hayek's playing that character, right?
Yep.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, seeing sprites there was quite cool.
Yeah, I was happy to see him.
Yeah. Also, I like how they made one of the characters. She has a disability where she's basically she does sign language in it because she can't really. She's deaf.
She's deaf. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like it's unique. It's its whole different thing there. I like how they're bringing that essence there. I just want to know more what they're doing, because this is again what I just told the audience. So telling you guys, this is my assumption what they're doing or how they're going about things. They might. This is like no, fuck it. I'm saying it. It's an origin story. This is an origin story. We will finally find out why there's people in the Marvel universe that has these abilities, and we can see why. Okay, how did Steve Rogers survive that particular experiment? How the Hulk is the Hulk for some particular reason, and he's not a person that's a human living, a guy with human-sized tumors. How Iron Man is Iron Man because of his genius, intellect. But how did he get that genius level intellect? All these things here. Even we get to find out about Black Knight. We'll get to see him in action, if he is in action. I'm actually very curious to see Icarus and see what he's about. Because, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages, Icarus is basically another version of Superman from Marvel.
For me, this trailer looks absolutely phenomenal. Like, after seeing Nomadland, I can clearly see Chloe Zhao's style completely over us. Like, those opening shots of the water and going over those landscapes, they look absolutely epic. Like, this film has a huge sense of scale in it. It's insane, and I can... you, Michael, you said it's sort of 35,000 years. I believe Kevin Feige has confirmed that within the MCU world, it's going to span a story over 7,000 years. So we're going to see... As we saw in the trailer, we're going to be going for different time periods and stuff like that. I love that. How they affected the world, how they were there at moments of human triumph, you could say, or human success. Like they were sort of like the old gods in a way, like pushing us to there was that scene where like they're creating water, and I was like, "Yo, what's that? Did they create water? What the fuck?" So. And that opening shot as well with the spaceship coming in, it just looks awesome. It's fantasy and sci-fi in a fantastic way. And also, this truly looks like nothing the MCU has ever done before. Like, even with a lot of the films that people say that, oh, those ones are the standouts of the MCU, you can still see them fitting into the mold of the MCU and how the MCU operates. This film is totally out of the water. This looks nothing like a Marvel film. Like, it wasn't until really the end sort of gag at the end, which a lot of people had issues with. I know people. But it wasn't until the end gag that you were like, okay, this is part of the MCU. Because nothing in the trailer signified that this is a superhero movie. To me, it was like, this is a fantasy sci-fi space opera. And then at the end, they throw the gag and they're like, oh, by the way, it's in the MCU as well. And it's going to take space over 7,000 years. So, yeah, I absolutely like the look of it and stuff. Why, small nitpick. This is a very, very small nitpick. Eternals, it was, created by Kirby,
Mm-hmm.
And Kirby, obviously, his designs are so iconic, full of color and wackiness. That's one of the reasons I love Thor Ragnarok, because they really embraced the Kirby. And I just find with this, some of it looks a bit dull in terms of coloring and stuff like that, and the costumes. I was just like, if you're going to adopt Kirby's work, really embrace the Kirby. Get those costumes and collars popping through that screen. Embrace the camp and weirdness of it all. It's a small nitpick, but I can live without that. Do you know what I mean? I also understand that within the movie industry and movies, sometimes those type of things don't quite work depending on like the style you're going for. And, Chloe Zhao, she doesn't seem like the type of director that's like, oh, I love the comic books and she could be, I don't know, but judging from her current work, it doesn't seem like she's that type of filmmaker. So if she wanted to go for a particular style, all the better for her, but we'll see. This looks epic, and I can't wait for November. Tom, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm also so hyped for this. I've been waiting for this trailer for so long, and yeah, I actually I didn't think about it until you mentioned it, but there is a distressing lack of Kirby-esque looks, but also there were some scenes within the trailer which did look quite colorful, so it could just be that they're just using this trailer to show off Chloe Zhao's style, which is then weird why they wouldn't put her name in it. But maybe there's going to be other parts of the film where, if they do bring the Celestials in, and they have to bring the Celestials in, that's got to be pure Kirby. I don't think they're going to adapt how they look too differently to how they are in the comics. Because we have seen kind of flashes of the Celestials in Guardians of the Galaxy. They're in the floating head of one. You see that brief moment with the Power Stone. So I think they will go into the Kirby in definitely the final act of the film, when it's definitely going to start getting crazy. But yeah, I think, as you said, it looks like nothing Marvel's ever done before. It looks like nothing any superhero film has tried to do before. I think more than just being a great superhero film, this is just going to be a great film. And also, we're talking about origins. This may be a controversial thing to say, and I don't think it's going to pan out definitely not for this phase, but it'll sow the seeds for mutants in the MCU. I guarantee it. It's not going to be a big thing, probably. It might only be something we realize once the X-Men start coming into it, and we're like, oh wait, yeah, that thing in Eternals, that explains that. But it's definitely going to be setting the table basically for X-Men to join eventually. So I'm going to be watching the film like a hawk, basically, just for any... I mean, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they're going to be overt with it and just be like, yes, this is how mutants are going to come into it. They've just only started coming into it, in the present day, rather than when they needed them before Thanos came. Also, where were the Eternals when Thanos came?
True. I've got to say as well, the cast looks incredible. Dare I say this is Marvel Studios' best ensemble cast they've had for a film. If you don't count the Avengers films, because they don't really count, because you've obviously got all the actors in there. But as an ensemble cast of your sort of singular films, I don't think they've ever put a better lineup. You've got Salma Hayek, Richard Madden, Kit Harington, Angelina Jolie, Kumail Nanjiani, who looks absolutely incredible. I can't wait to see what he does in this. And just so many more characters. And also, as you mentioned earlier, Michael, we've got the deaf girl as well in there and stuff. And the fact that they're willing to, gender swap some characters. Everyone looks completely different in this cast as well. This is probably their best, and I would say their most diverse cast they've ever done. Like, it's insane. Like, they've actually gone to the effort, and obviously Chloe Zhao was in charge of this as well, to say, no, we are actually going to have a diverse cast here. Make it look like the world looks.
Yeah, and did you notice as well that Gemma Chan had top billing, at least on the poster? And I think in the trailer she had top billing above Richard Madden, which I just thought was nice. I thought it was nice.
Well, she was like sort of center focus in this trailer, I found.
Yeah.
It was pretty much predominantly her. Yeah.
Cheeky bitch. She's center focus. So she's been in 2 films. She was in
Captain Marvel. Yeah.
Yeah. Cheek of it.
She was Minerva, wasn't she?
Exactly. You don't recognize me. I was wearing makeup there. Now I'm here. My normal skin. I'm Cersei. I see you.
The only thing I can say is bring on November, man. It's my birthday month and I get to see Eternals. I can't fucking wait because this looks awesome. Any last words from you guys before we take a quick break?
Yeah, if I just buy you the cinema ticket, can that be my birthday present to you?
That's absolutely fine. As long as it's IMAX. Got to see that shit.
Oh,
you
know what? You're bleeding me dry, Jake. You're bleeding me. This relationship isn't working out anymore.
I'm going to go for red carpet. I'm going to try to go for the red carpet, though.
Yeah, well, just do the Tom Haverford from Parks and Rec and just like get a bit of red carpet, put it in your shoes, and then wherever you go, you're walking on the red carpet.
No, but I'm being dead serious. I'm going to try to be there where the celebrities are there. London VIP red carpet. I'm going to try to go for that event. I'm going to try. If I get there, I swear to God, to be all over my Insta stories, all over my posts, everywhere. You haven't keep us down. Yeah, I'm going to stop there.
Yeah, you know what? If you do that, I'm just going to start spamming my comic book collection just to be like, yeah, you got to meet Richard Madden. Well, I've got Multiversity. Yeah. Oh, it's in my pile that's holding up my microphone, and I don't want to No, I've literally just got a huge pile of comics propping up my microphone. It's great.
All right, then. So we'll take a quick break then and come back with our main story. All right, we're back. So now we're going to get into our main topic, and it's a big one, and one that is personally very, very close to my heart. So as we've been speaking about through the last few weeks, there's been a lot of shakeups and new projects being announced from Warner Brothers and DC, with the big production deal of J.J. Abrams and his production company Bad Robot coming in and getting to play with the DC toys. Well, DC's always been known for its animation, and they've got 2 new projects coming out focusing on the big 2 within DC, Batman and Superman, because what does the world need? The world needs more Batman, apparently.
Yep.
So let's talk about Superman first. So this one is called My Adventures with Superman. It's an animated show, will be premiering on both HBO Max and Cartoon Network. The series is going to follow the adventures and romance of Clark Kent and Lois Lane in their 20s, as well as their best friend Jimmy Olsen tagging along as they learn how to become the hottest investigative reporting team at the Daily Planet. The Man of Steel, Clark Kent, will be voiced by Jack Quaid, who is playing Huey in The Boys, and Alice Lee will be voicing Lois Lane. So, Michael, I go to you first. First of all, are you a big DC animation guy?
Yeah, I am. Definitely.
Before we get into the Batman of it all, what do you think of the Big Boy in Blue?
All you just told me right now for what you described is Scooby-Doo with a superhero. That's the best way to describe it. Lois Lane, Clark Kent, Jimmy Olsen, detective team as investigative reporters. And obviously Superman's there, so they're basically not going to die and nothing's going to happen to them. All I'm hearing is they're just investigating whatever's going on. Whatever bad guy is, I'll get you next time. It's the Scooby-Doo, but it's with Superman. That's what it is. It was you all along. I'm done. I'm not entertained by that one at all. It may, you know what? I may be wrong, but I'm not excited about it.
It's just not your cup of tea. It is. It does say that they are directing it at a younger audience. This Superman series, so that might be another reason.
Now that's just telling me Scooby Doo with Teen Titans Go.
Mm-hmm.
Like, fair enough, they're reaching for a young audience, but most of the times, look at the most animations they've done back in the day. Justice League Unlimited, Batman. You know what I mean? Let's go further. Even the Batman Beyond, those type of animations they released. Even Teen Titans, not Teen Titans Go, but Teen Titans. They were engaging, and that was also for a young audience as well. Well, it just happened to draw in a young audience as well, but it said a lot. Now they're doing this trying to appeal to the young audience, but I'm sold. I'm not sold. I'm not sold by this. Like, literally, it's not appealing to me whatsoever. All I'm hearing is that they're dumbing down something that it's necessarily dark. Look at the Batman animated series. Yeah, back then, it came on prime time back in America when it came out. And it had the dark essence to it, but kids were still watching it. You're just dumbing it down because you try. I feel like cartoons over the years, over the decades, have just got stupider and stupider and stupider. And really and truly, what's the point of it? Now, if you look at Cartoon Network now, let's be honest. Name your cartoon series that you watch currently on Cartoon Network that you find appealing.
None. I don't watch any from I was actually going to disagree with you there with the cartoons getting not as clever as time has gone on. You're probably right in children's cartoon series, but I would say like adult animated series and stuff, that's obviously been on the rise and getting a lot more popular and a lot more nuance with obviously stuff like Invincible, Castlevania, and some of the DC animated movies that they've made. But I see what you mean. Like with the current Cartoon Network state, it's not what it was when we were kids. And it's not just like the Warner Brothers like DC stuff when we were kids. They also had like Cow and Chicken, Courage the Cowardly Dog, like all.
Stimpy.
There you go. There's another one. I'm just
glad you mentioned Cow and Chicken.
Dexter's Laboratory, Samurai
Bravo.
Jack. You had tons of fucking cartoons that were like, I've always said like that sort of mid to late 90s to like early to mid noughties.
Ed and Eddie.
That sort of. That Ed and Eddie, that decade of like 95 to 2005, for me anyway, is like the best period of animation on TV. So
I agree with you there, because I wasn't trying to aim to the adult cartoons that are out. I was talking about the young cartoons, for the young audience. It's just been dumbed down completely, and for me, I feel that's quite it's insulting their intelligence. So what is that trying to say about a young generation? Then are they that's short-minded or not really paying their attention spans can't really engage for that long? They need to do stupid things all the time. Get out of here with that Superman, man. Come, bring the next one. Come on, be realistic. And they wonder why. Look, let's be realistic. They wonder why Superman's crap because they do this shit.
I'm actually kind of hyped for the show, but Michael makes a very, very good point. Kind of hard to convince people that like Superman is actually like a really well written and nuanced character when they keep doing projects that don't actually highlight that. It bugs me a little bit. I mean, like I said though, I'm actually kind of hyped for the show. Yeah, I mean, like when looking at it, it gives me like the art style gives me She-Ra vibes, and I like She-Ra, so like I'm probably going to enjoy this. I think like. Especially like Lois in that one image just looks like very vibrant and like cool. Interested to hear Jack Quaid's take on Superman, as I am used to seeing him as Huey. I've just been listening to like Superman and imagining him like covered in blood inside the body of a whale, just like, no, I'm good, man. I'm good. Which is one of my favorite moments in any superhero TV show or film. It's just him in that whale. But yeah, I think it's going to be very interesting. That they look great. I think Jimmy Olsen looks great. Although, again, like I mean, I'm happy to see like characters be like gender swapped and race swapped. I always love to see it because like representation is hella important. But why is it always the ginger guy? The ginger guy's gone. He's no longer ginger. And that makes
Where is he now?
Well, they like Jimmy Olsen's going to be. I'm pretty sure Jimmy Olsen is black in this, isn't he? At least from the image we saw. I'm assuming that was Jimmy Olsen in it. I could be wrong, but like I thought that was the implication.
Yeah, that's right. So Jimmy Olsen is black in this adaptation.
Yeah.
Oh, whoa!
Like I've said though in previous shows, is like even though I get a bit annoyed about like ginger characters being cut out, if it means like an actual like minority getting some representation, I couldn't give two shits basically. But it's just something I'd like to point out. There's not enough ginger people in TV and movies. Unless it's apparently Woody Harrelson in Carnage.
No, well, that's a different type of redhead right there. I'm not too sure what I make of this. Like, the premise sounds kind of interesting, but I don't think I'm gonna like rush to see this. It's like I'll probably like see the first couple of episodes to gauge what the type of show is. Like, if it is a clever written show, and I believe there are stuff for kids out there that are very well written and can appeal to adults as well, please, everyone, go see The Mitchells versus the Machines on Netflix because it will blow your mind. That you can write stuff for kids that's also nuanced and complex that will also appeal to adults. So I'm willing to give this a chance. So we'll see, but there's not enough of it yet to make me go, okay, I'm on board for this. Like, the premise sounds interesting, and I think you can make that very towards for kids, or you can add a bit more nuance on there that could appeal to an audience that grew up with Superman, like the animated series in the 90s as well. So we'll see. Like, it's an interesting and fresh take to the Superman character. They're obviously doing that in the movies, so we'll see. We'll see where this goes. But for me, the big news is what they're doing with Batman, because this was quite huge news for me. Now, I've said numerous times before on this show that Batman the Animated Series is probably the best adaptation you will ever see of the Caped Crusader on screen. It is my absolute love. I don't think there is anything of an adaptation within superheroes that I prefer more than that. And a few weeks ago, I don't know if you guys heard, they were like, oh, there's rumblings and rumors of like they're going to continue Batman the Animated Series on HBO Max. And everyone was like, oh, really? But it looks like this is what spawned out of it. And this is a completely new series of Batman. And it's going to be from J.J. Abrams, Matt Reeves, obviously the director of the upcoming The Batman, and Bruce Timm, who was one of the co-creators of the original Batman the Animated Series. What they have to say about this series is, we are beyond excited to be working together to bring this character back to tell engrossing new stories in Gotham City. The series will be thrilling, cinematic, and evocative of Batman's noir roots, while diving deeper into the psychology of these iconic characters. We cannot wait to share this new world. Like, I'm hella excited for this. Now, look, I will address the elephant in the room first. As excited as I am about this, do we really need more Batman stuff? Like, they just seem like Batman is my favorite superhero. I will always love Batman, but it just seems to be a bit of an overload of Batman at the minute. Not in the comics necessarily, but within Warner Brothers and their output of content, within animated films and TV shows and everything. Just seems to be a lot of Batman there. And I've always said, like, the DC universe is so vast and so interesting, full of amazing, complex characters. There's so many stories and characters you can tackle. You really shouldn't limit yourself just to Batman a lot of the time. Having said that, I'm always going to be down for new Batman, and this premise just ticks all the boxes for me. I'm really intrigued that Matt Reeves is involved somehow, because from what I've seen of what he's doing with his Batman and Robert Pattinson, I am completely down for. So I'm really intrigued to see how he's going to be a part of this. Bruce Timm, you know, what else can you say apart from the guy that spawned the greatest animated universe ever created? J.J. Abrams, that I'm not entirely too sure on, but for me it's more like he just seems to be like this new, not quite like Kevin Feige, but a sort of spearheader of where the DC universe is going to go next. He's got his hands in a lot of DC projects at the minute that are intriguing. I'm just interested to see how it all sort of comes together. But Michael, what do you think of this news of having a new Batman animated series?
You see, this will make this... Okay, I'm going to say something here. There's a lot of characters in the DC universe that has these nuances, deep wealth behind them with stories and stuff like that. Not just Batman. The fact of the matter is, it just proves my point. If they could do this for Batman, why can't they do something like this for Superman? But yet, they make it so wholesome and giddy and gushy and mushy for kids and put it that way. Then they go for Batman. Noir, deep, dark, rooted. All these... Do you see the difference here? DC is dark, necessarily dark. Why? Why? It makes no sense to me.
I disagree with you.
Huh?
I wouldn't say DC as a universe is dark. I think that's been of recent years, that's been the case. But I don't necessarily think that's the core of what the DC universe is. Batman, absolutely. And certain characters, yes. But
I disagree with you, though. I disagree with you. I can fight that case. We can fight that case. Because, okay, let's talk about the Flash, okay? He looks like a bright and cheerful character. He's in red. He's got superpowers and everything like that. But look at the origin of him. He's trying to save his father to get him out of prison because what? Eobard Thawne killed his mum. But he doesn't know that. Obviously, he finds that out eventually. But you know what I mean? That's a dark origin there. It all comes out dark, but eventually all these light, bright things come good out from it. You know what I mean? But what I'm trying to say is that there's a lot of characters in DC. Animal Man, Swamp Thing, Vixen, Catwoman, Black Canary, Wildcat. All these characters have so much stories to them, so much wealth. Even the Question.
Thank you.
And I'm talking about
Thank you.
Etrigan as well. Like, if they said they're doing if they told me they're doing an Etrigan story, like a Lord of the Rings story, and talk about the birth of Etrigan, how Jason Blood and him became one. Oh my God, I would literally jizz over everywhere. No, because that's bad health and safety and everything, especially with COVID.
Yeah,
so
come on,
yeah,
man.
but I'm excited about this. What they're telling me now, I already got that in my Blu-ray collection, and it's called the Batman Animated Series. It's nothing new. I'm happy they're doing this. Yes, it's great. But can you pick another hero? You know what I'm saying? Why need to go to your default character? I understand that Batman makes billions for Warner Media. Cool. Same way like Spider-Man. They churn out so much of Spider-Man stuff all the time because they make so much money for Marvel. But pick another hero because you never know. That hero can make you millions too. Or billions too. So, yeah, it's great. Matt Reeves, J.J. Abrams, Tim Bruce, yeah?
Bruce Timm, yeah.
Bruce Timm, yeah, sorry. Bruce Timm. All these three people, yes. J.J. Abrams, he has done phenomenal work. He's got a whole body of work that's been phenomenal. Matt Reeves, you're new to the scene for me, as far as I'm concerned, but what you've doing so far with the Batman movie, it looks promising for what's been revealed to us.
Hey, he killed it with the Apes movies as well.
Yeah, fair enough. I'll give him that one. No! Yeah, you know what I mean? You understand? See what But also, Bruce Timm. I'm not gonna lie. If you guys Google search some of his art, it's a bit. Sometimes you think to yourself, "Whoa."
He likes his ladies, his animated ladies.
Oh yeah, look. One thing I will say about Bruce Timm is that I just hope if he does this, like he goes back to his mentality and his style from the 90s doing the Batman the Animated Series, and not the stuff he's been doing recently, because the Killing Joke and Batman and Harley Quinn, like those, I'm just like, what the like, this is on basically softcore porn now, like.
Yeah, but also don't forget, in the Batman animated series comic continuation, he had a storyline where Babs got pregnant and it might have been Bruce's.
Oh yeah, that was in the Batman Beyond, didn't it? Yes, I remember that one, and that's why him and Nightwing don't talk to each other. Oh my God, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Yes, you see what I mean, though. You see what I mean with these stories. So that's why I'm happy with the Batman animated series that I got already in my Blu-ray collection. So this here, like to the left, choose another hero. Like, choose another hero, please. I'll be excited if they say Mr. Miracle. If they say Mr. Miracle, I would be more excited about that.
Fuck, man, I would love that. I would absolutely love it. I'm still upset that they cancelled New Gods, like Ava DuVernay's. I'm still so salty about that.
That hurts.
Yeah, you're the only one.
That one really hurt.
That one still stings. Tom, what do you make of this new iteration of the Bat?
I mean, I'm kind of in the same boat as everyone else, where it's just like, I'm happy. I'll watch it because I love Batman. So any new Batman content, I'm gonna snap up. But I'm not gonna rave and shout about it because I want Warner Brothers to get the message that like Michael said, we just pick different heroes. Like, you know what? I'm abandoning my Cap Wolf campaign and I'm picking up the mantle of get the Question, an animated series or even a live action series. Get the Question something, please, because. That is, I mean, just base it off Denny O'Neil's run, and you've got like a quality fucking series right there. I mean, like the lineup of who's behind it. I mean, like J.J. Abrams, Matt Reeves, and Bruce Timm. I do have faith that they are going to deliver something like amazing, and I think I am going to love it just because they all clearly love the character and they know what they're doing with the characters. But yeah, it's just like I am a bit tired of just like constant Batman. And you say, Jake, that maybe it's not so much in the comics. Trust me, it is. There's just so much Batman constantly. There was like a period of time a couple of years ago especially where it was just like constantly Batman, and then they announced a Black Label and everything was Batman related that they were pumping out, and it's just Batman. It's like what happened with Deadpool at Marvel. They saw the film get successful. Deadpool was fucking everywhere. He had about like 6 or 7 different like ongoing series, minis, and like countless Deadpool versus throw a name at a dartboard. And this is what I feel is happening with Batman. It's just like ease off the brake a little bit. Like believe it or not, people will be happy to wait for some more Batman. Because there is just way too much of it, and I think they need to give a chance to some other... Like, DC have got such a quality, like, roster of heroes. And, like, as someone who is a Marvel fan, maybe more than DC, I do have to admit that DC's heroes are just better. And a lot of them are a lot more iconic, but they just don't seem to get the love. Which is why I'm actually quite excited for Black Adam, because we finally get to see the JSA in live action, and not the CW. I don't count the CW. No,
yeah, let's
not what they did to our man.
That doesn't count.
It does not count. Jay Garrick was the only JSA member they got right, kind of. But yeah, I'm excited for the series. I'm a bit cautious though about like the future of the DC animated world, because as I don't think it's a strong first showing. Like, it's just like Michael says, it's like I'm interested enough in these series, but they're not fully grabbing me. Like, I don't find myself like going, oh my god, thank god there's a new Batman animated series coming out. I don't find myself going, thank god this Superman series is coming out. I'm just kind of like, yeah, this seems cool, I'll watch it. But it's nothing to like sing about, in my opinion. Obviously the shows could come out, they could be like stellar, they could like completely change the face of animated superhero content. But I just wish it was with different characters, if I'm honest with you.
Yeah, it's just an ongoing issue at Warner Brothers and DC of just too much Batman, like, constantly everywhere. And even, like, we've spoken about it before, like, even places where, why is Batman even there? Like, particularly Justice League Dark is like, what the hell? Like, there's no need to bring Batman in here, but... yet here he is, just so you can sell it. So
he literally just throws one Batarang at the end when everything is like done and dusted. That bit pissed me off because he was just like, oh yeah, they've defeated this evil spirit and like, oh, they've compressed it down to send it back into its realm, and then just a Batarang appears to like do the last hit, and I'm like, are you fucking kidding me right now? Are you fucking kidding me? The Batarang didn't need to be there.
Yeah. I mean, to me, this also just shows a lack of faith in your IP. Because look at Marvel, like they have taken so many risks with Guardians of the Galaxy, Ant-Man, now with Eternals. Do you know what I mean? These are unknown characters really for like the general public. So the fact that they're going, no, we have faith in this project, we have faith in these characters, this IP, in our filmmakers that this can be successful, and it was. That's what happens when you have faith in your IP. And to me, if you just keep going back to the Trinity, and really Superman and Batman, only recently Wonder Woman has been a big money maker for them, and now they will obviously do a lot of Wonder Woman stuff. But you're always going back to these heroes when you have so much more out there. For me, it just doesn't show you have faith in them. Like we were talking about earlier with Batgirl going in HBO Max. You don't have faith in that it's going to do well in the theaters, so you'll just stick it on HBO Max.
Look, they could have done an easy animated series on Wonder Woman, her origins, and talk about the gods and deities of Themyscira. It's so simple. The Greek god mythology. It's so easy. But no. They can even do like Wonder Woman versus the Roman gods. One by one, she's taking them down to become how she is now. How she finds her true powers and stuff like that. There's so many different stories they could have done. That's me making it up on top of my head. But no. Let's talk about Batman and make it dark. Okay, cool. Like we haven't done that already. Like we haven't seen them. Like most of the animated movies, they were Batman related. Come on, like I'm done. I'm not even a Batman fan, and I'm done. Even the Batman fans must be thinking, yeah, you know what? I'm not gonna lie. I'm not. I feel like I'm fattened by all this Batman stuff they're giving me.
Even I've got a Batman tattoo, as you can see there, and even I'm a bit like, okay, let's pump it with the bats, you know, like
yeah.
Like I'm happy with just the Matt Reeves movie. I don't need more Batman. Do you know?
But
what I mean?
you're getting it. You're getting more. You're getting all the Batman and Gotham PD, which is.
I've got 41,000 comics, and literally there's a plethora of stories that could go by. Alone, they can start. Okay, let's do an Aquaman story, and let's do the first 25 issues of the New 52. I swear to God, that would be just brilliant for them that way. The Green Lantern, Jeff Jones run alone.
They had a successful animated show. Do you remember the 3D animated Green Lantern TV show? That was really good. That was actually really good.
That was shockingly, to be honest with you, that was really shockingly good. I didn't really think it would be as good because I wasn't really feeling the animation. Therefore, let's give it a try. And as I was watching it, I was like, this is educating me much more than I thought it would, you know? And I really got into that. But they don't want to take that risk. And I don't understand for the life of me why.
It's the cowards. The cowards.
I blame you, Tom. It's your fault.
Trust me, mate. If I had the DC reigns, right? Okay, I'd be making the greatest like cinematic multiverse you'd ever fucking seen, and the question would be front and fucking center.
You said the question. Mine would be Metron. If I wanted to actually sit down and actually do an animated, like not animated, just like a new DC Universe type of movie style, I would use Metron as like similar to a Watu, just been watching, just taking all the knowledge and see what's going on. But he's explaining everything. And if you want to do like a story about a particular character, cool, we do an Elseworld story. So give it a nice spin-off that way. But we can still draw the audience into the main universe of it all. But Metron will explain the multiverse. And also at the same time, he will talk about the whole the sort, like he will talk about New Genesis. He will talk about Apocalypse. Then he goes, have you noticed this circle around these places except for New Genesis and also Apocalypse? It's not the Source Wall. This is the Speed Force. And you just go and talk about the Flash. That's my first movie. Then from there, let me stop because I get excited thinking about that. In fact, I'm gonna write that. You know what? I need to record.
Mate, pitch that show. Pitch that show to fucking Warner Brothers, mate. In fact, shut up, because somebody who's listening might steal that idea. You know what I mean?
Yeah. We're on to you.
Steal it. I got more ideas in the way.
Don't be giving away ideas for free, man. Like, that's
true.
You never know what can make you rich. Do you know what I mean? Like,
bruh, that's true. But they could now they had to go and try to continue for what I just dropped them there, because they're thinking, okay, who's Metron? Let's try to figure that out.
Well, if they let Ava DuVernay make her New Gods movie, they would have known what Metron is. But hey, let's. Tom, have you got anything else to say about this before we head to the pull list?
No, I think we've covered pretty much everything for this now. Just that we want less Batman, but that we're still kind of going to watch these shows because
That's what we do.
Yeah. Comics are our cocaine.
Tell me about it. Oh, man. Comics is my love. It's the longest relationship I've ever had.
That's a perfect segue into our next section of the show, which is our weekly comic pull list.
Well, after X-Men hit at the box office, all the studios started buying up every comic property they could get their dirty little hands on.
Tom, you're gonna, as always, you're gonna give your 5, but this time we've got a comic shogun and a comic connoisseur on the show. So Michael's also gonna give his 5 recommendations. So you got 10 comics, people, to be picking up this week. You're spoiled. You're spoiled.
Yeah, all right. Well, I'll just go straight into it. So we'll start with Marvel. So we've got The Marvels, issue 2 coming out. I mean, what can I say? It's the first issue was quite literally explosive. And the second one's going to be continued right on from that. It's got some great artwork, great story. Obviously, it's a spiritual successor to one of the best Marvel stories of all time, The Marvels. So yeah, just pick that up because I think it's some of Busiek's most interesting work so far, and I'm interested to see where the rest of it's going to go. Also, any Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. fans, Melinda May's in it apparently, so come on, let's pick that up. Swinging on over then to X-Men issue 20. There's not a lot of there's not a lot of information about what's going to be going down in this issue. The official solicitations merely say systems online processing. Shit's going down basically, and it's, I mean, it's Hickman. So when shit goes down with Hickman, it's fucking biblical.
I have to say, the front cover looks flipping fantastic. Nimrod on there.
Yeah.
Woo!
I'm scared by Nimrod. So, yeah. Going on over then to DC. We're going to be going to DC, Detective Comics, issue 1036. Wow, there really is just so much Batman around at the moment, isn't there? It's Batman versus Huntress. It's a continuation of the neighborhood story. And yeah, I mean, I always love any Huntress content. I think she's a very interesting character and is often underutilized. So yeah, please pick this up because then maybe DC will give her some more shit. Sticking with DC, we've got one of DC's best, just simply put, one of the best DC things coming out at the moment. The Other History of the DC Universe from John Ridley. It's been absolutely amazing so far. It's been just giving characters of color and female characters their time to shine, because obviously historically the DC heroes have been very, very white. And in this issue, we've got front and center Renee Montoya as the Question. So my dreams are coming true. We're getting more Question. And Renee Montoya is one of my favorites, in all of DC. Renee Montoya is just amazing. And when she became the Question, I was like, I couldn't think I could love this character more. And now I do. And the fact that we get to see a bit more of her in this. As I said, it's John Ridley. It's The Other History of the DC Universe. Just pick up the whole series, not just issue 4. Pick it all up. And then for my last pick, so I'm going non-DC, non-Marvel, and guess what? It's Boom Studios. Which Boom Studios product am I picking this time? It's Something Is Killing the Children, issue 16. JT4 is writing this. I just oh my god, just read this series. It's been such a pleasant surprise. I picked it up just because I thought I was interested in the title, and then 16 issues in now, yeah, just pick it up, read it, tell James Tynion you love him, just enjoy the wild ride that you're going to be on. So yeah, reading through that all again, we've got The Marvels issue 2, X-Men issue 20, Detective Comics issue 1036. Why are there so much Batman comics? The Other History of the DC Universe issue 4, and Something Is Killing the Children issue 16. Michael, I'm sorry if I stole that one from you, but I had to put that in my pull list.
To be fair, I'm not gonna lie, you stole at least 3 from my collection as it is, so I'm looking at you thinking...
Yeah, well, you made me take out Heroes Reborn, so consider us even.
But to be fair, read it. You might have a different opinion. I'm still collecting it. I'm still collecting and reading it.
Yeah, well, issue 4's out this week.
Out this week.
So, yeah.
Right, Mike, what you got for us?
Well, I had to reassemble my comic collection now. Look properly. Okay, so I'm saying this now. Scott-free. Yes! Mr. Miracle The Source of Freedom. It's a mini series, issues 1 to 6. Highly recommend it. It's a new god. We've been talking about new gods all the time. So if you want to know about Scott Free more, I suggest you read this. It's a mini series. You can't go wrong with this. It's only 6 issues. It's a small investment. Now, this is another story. This is from Image Comics now. Spawn. Yo, I've been collecting this character since 92. I've been enjoying all his collection. I highly recommend it. Todd McFarlane is back on writing this character as well. So that says a lot. It's issue 318. Go and collect it. I'm not going to ruin it for you guys, but all I'm suggesting is this. You'd be a fool to miss out. Boom. I'm not going to mention X-Men. Thank you so much, Tom. Okay, Amazing Spider-Man issue 66. Now, obviously, we've seen from the previous episodes, issues or so, you see him in a new costume. You see him going on there, the King's Ransom. I don't know what's going to go on in this new issue here, but so far, I'm not let down. Who's the writer of this one? It's Nick Spencer. Spencer, right now, I am happy that you're doing the justice because Dan Slott, you were cool. I really enjoyed what you did and everything. But he was in waves. There's sometimes he hit you, sometimes he missed you, sometimes he just carried you into the next run. Spencer, thumbs up. You're killing it. So yeah, Amazing Spider-Man issue 66. That's from Marvel Comics, if you guys didn't know that. So I was going to talk about the other history of the DC Universe, but thanks again, Tom. You did that job for me. Let's go further. Let's go further into that now. It is Marvel Heroes Reborn. It is what is it called? The Mutant Force. It's the Mutant Force. Yeah, basically it's Magneto and his Mutant Force, issue 1. I'm excited of this because it's their retelling of X-Men as such with the Mutant Force. It's just like basically Marvel Heroes Reborn. Let me tell you this, guys. They've amalgamated the heroes together and just mishmashed them and told their own stories. And I like how they've gone about it. Some stories you feel like they've rehashed already. I feel like I read it somewhere else. But the way they're going about these stories and how they're going about the direction they're going on, I like it. It's like an Elseworld story. There's like, do you remember back in a few years back, the Warp Corps where Gamora had all the Infinity Stones and she just folded the Marvel Universe in half?
Yeah.
Then you had Arknight as Spider-Man.
I'm actually reading that at the moment. That's in my current read list, so I'm reading through that. It's great.
Yeah, if Tom's reading that, that says a lot. That says it is. So, but yeah, I highly recommend this. Go and read it. Go and collect it. My next up on my list is this one as well. Black Panther issue 25 by Ta-Nehisi Coates. You can't go wrong there. I've been reading this whole collection because the whole I don't know, the whole thing that's going on with Black Panther in the Marvel Universe at the moment, the MCU, I'm unsure. I feel unstable. I already got my own preferred ideas what could happen and anything like that, but Ta-Nehisi, he's just literally going, Michael, I've got this. Just trust me what I'm writing here. And it's like it's wicked because he talks about the politics of Wakanda when he first starts off. Then he goes further into the intergalactic war of Wakanda in space. Now, it's brought it back down to, it's grounded it. And I highly recommend you guys read it. Be your own judge of it. I'm enjoying it, but it's probably me being biased. But that's one of my recommendations, definitely on my recommendation list. So if we want to start again, we'll go here with Mr. Miracle, issue 1, The Source of Freedom. It's a mini-series. Collect that. Spawn 318, Image Comics. You'd be a fool to miss out. Marvel Heroes Reborn. Magneto and his Mutant Force, issue 1. Do not miss out on this one. I'm telling you now. The feeling I'm getting, you have to collect this. You have to. Spider-Man issue 66 from Marvel Comics. Go and read it. Nick Spencer is a wicked writer. It's very enjoyable, very fun, very light-hearted, but also it has a good nuanced backstory to it all. And last but not least, Black Panther issue 25 from Marvel Comics. So that's my pull list for you guys. The 10 comics you got there from me and Tom, Shogun and Connoisseur, fused together to become
the Shogunosaur. The
Yeah.
Conigan.
Shogunosaur.
We are the Comic Conigan. It sounds quite Irish. I'm the Comic Conigan.
All fantastic pulls there. Yeah, don't worry, you're not on your own there, Michael. Ta-Nehisi Coates on Black Panther has been spectacular, and he's finishing up soon, isn't he?
He is.
I believe this Is it his last issue, or
I think
it's a few more, or he's got like only a couple left in him?
And then isn't Ridley taking over?
Yes. Yeah.
Well, put it this way, I'll keep on collecting and see what it says. If the first 5 issues is dry, I'm stopping. That's how I save my money.
I trust John Ridley, but he's a tough act to follow.
Spencer on Spidey as well is great, isn't it? It's Ryan Otley on art as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes, yeah. Ryan Otley is fantastic.
And I love Nick Spencer anyway. I don't care what anyone says. Like, his Captain America and Secret Empire was fucking stellar, and I will defend that.
I'm not gonna disagree.
Yeah.
And I guess I'll pick up Detective Comics because
you have to.
Clearly never have too much Batman in my life. So
and now you will get the Huntress in your life.
Oh man, I love when Huntress teams up with Batman. It's always fun. Right, so everyone, thank you all so much for listening. Michael, thank you for coming on the show. It's been an absolute pleasure having you here, discussing all the stuff. So before we get out of here, where can the people find you on your socials and see what you're getting up to?
You can find me on my Instagram at MICHAELAJIH, which is Michael Ajih. Or you can find me on my YouTube, which is Comic Connoisseur. Those are the 2 places you can find me. But you know what, guys? Jake, Tom, thank you so much for inviting me to your show. I am deeply honored. It is literally a blessing to speak with you guys. I feel honored. The reasons why, because I get to talk about comics.
That's as good a reason as you're going to get. Tom, how about yourself?
You can find me on Twitter as per usual at GapperBoy, GAPPERBOI, where I'm just currently posting screenshots of my Mass Effect playthrough, and I'll be starting my new campaign to get the Question as the face of the DC Universe. The hierarchy of the DC Universe will change when the Question appears. Black Adam, eat your heart out. But yeah. So yeah, you can find me on there, and I think I have an Instagram, but I couldn't for the life of me tell you what my username is.
Oh, wow.
Barely use it, to be honest. So Twitter, find me on Twitter.
Yeah, I'm on Twitter too. It's just long to just spill out for some funny reason, so yeah.
I am on Twitter also. You can find me at Sweaty Jake, and I'm also on Letterboxd, so get all my film takes and reviews at Jake Hart on there. And as for the show, you can find us on Twitter as well at Cowls Masks, and we're also on Facebook, so give us a like there at Cowls and Masks. And we're available on all podcast platforms, so whether it's Anchor, Spotify, Apple or Google, whatever, we're there. And if you're on Apple, if you could leave us a rating and a review, it all helps us go up in the rankings. And the best thing you can do is recommend us to all your geeky and nerdy friends and keep on expanding this family of Capes, Cowls, and Masks. So thank you, everyone, for listening. We'll see you all next week. Stay safe, everyone. Goodbye.
Try bet.